Hello, one and all, and welcome to your weekend energy update with yours truly, Tom Lawless and Cymatic TV. Did a great show during the week. If you haven't seen it, the midweek energy update, we go into the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn and things like that, and also the eclipse that happened on Tuesday. If you haven't seen it, go back, have a look at that before you come onto this. It may help you to understand a few things. So let's get on down to it, as it were. Let's just have a quick look, see what's been going on in the vibrations of the universe and the Earth, and of course us. Okay, so the first vibration that's coming in at the moment is that Sun. Yeah, I think it's this way, that way. The Sun that's vibrating and giving us that vibration that we need, that create our aura, our chakras, and every other bit of life that goes on about it. Here we have that solar sunspot that's coming through there that we talked about in the midweek energy update. That's that sunspot that just went through. You saw a little bit of a flash of it earlier on. What we did talk about in the midweek update was about this corona hole, and it's done pretty much exactly what I said was going to happen. We had this corona hole at the beginning part of the week, and just as it sort of was coming through, we had that little bit of a flare off on the left hand side there. You can see there in the new coming in spots. That was just roughly around about the solar eclipse as well, about the similar sort of time. And then we've got these corona holes that have been coming through, and they've been building and squashing these sunspots here. So we haven't been getting anything in the way of vibration. They're now facing Earth at the moment, and I don't think we're going to get any more vibration from them. It's going to be corona holes. So that means we're going to be back into heavy root, sacrum and solar plexus activity. Still that time to deal with things. I think it's the last section coming through now, where we've just got that last week here until probably Tuesday and Wednesday next week, where we can deal with root stuff. So get your foundations sorted, get them organised. It's almost like the extra time at the end of a game. You've literally just got 2 or 3 minutes according to the game. You know, you've got 2 or 3 days just to sort out and set yourself, because then the change is going to come. And it is coming on the 21st. That's the initiator, as it were. But I don't think we're going to be feeling that real change of vibration for at least a week. So we're looking at the 27th of December, the main sort of change that's coming through. At the moment this week and going through until midweek next week, the midweek energy update next week, I think you'll find that we regress into the vibrations that we had before about a month ago, which I was talking about on the energy updates. You can go back and look at that. So you might find that if you're going to try and run forwards, you might find it a little bit like running in treacle. So be careful. If you haven't sorted your stuff out, as people say, if you haven't sorted your shit out, it's going to hit the fan. So the Earth, what's been happening with the Earth? Well, down below there you can see the 2 lines, the blue and the red line. Now that's the X-ray flux that comes from the sun, flatlined, and that's what was happening about about 4 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. It sort of changed, and we started getting more of those sort of vibrations. The background white noise, which I've been talking about over the last sort of 3 or 4, well, the last month, yeah. And we've gone back, we've reverted back to, let's say, September vibration, you know. And this is the calm before the storm, okay? The sunspots that are coming around, we'll see this later on, will be with us, I think, in a week, and that should signal really the sort of ultimate change. We have the Earth vibrations, the magnetic field, top left and center. You can see it's gradually been petering out over the week on the right hand photo, and the left hand photo is the last couple of days, and you can see it's been really dropping out. So I will be putting out there a bit of a health alert, not a cosmic ray health alert. This is more to do with skin than anything else. So people with skin conditions, starting from today, that's Friday the 18th, going right through to, I would have thought, Saturday next week, Sunday next week. Just be careful of your stress levels. Pamper yourself a little bit. Make sure you have a really nice, good bath or shower, and oil yourself up afterwards and everything like that. Do all the things that nice you like to do to your body. Yeah, so because it's good, your body's helping you out every now and then. You've got to clean the car. It's a bit of the same sort of thing. Okay, so the vibration at the Earth is really flatlining at the moment, and we'll see those rhythms that are coming back out in the earthquakes. Okay, so this was last Friday. We had root, sacrum. It's a mixture between the solar plexus and the throat, really. Throat's getting a pressure on both sides, and then that's when it starts coming through. So, we had the root back again here, and the solar plexus and the sacrum, but the root actually got a nice little hit, as we can see, squarely on the throat and the throat and third eye chakra. Pardon, I think I said the root earlier on, but so that was the vibration that's coming through. It sort of scattered, so sort of so that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, you might have felt you've a little bit. I'd like to do things, but just didn't have the force to go ahead and do it. And then Monday, was it Monday the 14th? Yes, Monday. Monday, this is when we had the solar eclipse. So we had quite a bit on the sacrum, quite a bit. The root was really hit nicely. And then we had a bit on the sacrum, but also the heart. But as you will notice, there's also a reset going on. So that's the end of a rhythm with the Hawaii and the Norwegian Sea earthquakes, which the Norwegian Sea earthquake was actually 5.8. So it was really quite a big one, really, playing opposite to that root chakra, which you can see down in the bottom right. On the 15th, we mainly had sacrum, solar plexus, and then the following day, this is after the reset, so we're coming back into that rhythm that we've been talking about, or I've been talking about a long time ago, about the root, sacrum, solar plexus. There is a bit of throat, so there is a bit of possibility, throat and third eye, to express yourself and also just sort of clearly see things. You might have got that on the Wednesday. I certainly did from my side. Things started really clearing up and becoming very clear about what life's all about. I finally got my check through for the van, and now I've just got to deal with French banks to try and transfer the money to buy another vehicle. And would you believe it? They've asked me to do the transfer by writing a letter to the bank. Can you believe it? But these are the root things and the base stuff that we need to get sorted. You got to do it. Once you get it cleared, you'll feel so much better because things will be arranged. Okay, this is yesterday, and then this is yesterday. The heart started jumping back in. So you may have been confronting situations that concerns the heart a little bit. The sacrum was certainly there, but because the heart kicked in, and this is where the heart and the plexus solis, which is just slightly below, solar plexus, they're connected as much as the third eye and throat chakra and the sacrum. They are both connected. They're not connected directly, but they swing off each other, if you like. So this heart chakra started ringing yesterday, and it should be that base stuff that we got to deal with, and we should be talking about it, could have something to do with heart. So it could have something to do with relationships and stuff like that needs to be squared up or cleared, or it's time to change a paragraph, as it were. So you might have found that a little bit sort of tying oneself at the moment. It's been a little bit more sort of difficult. That overrunning from the root through the sacrum is still running through the throat chakra. This is today, and also still running through to the heart. So I would have thought this vibration will hold out, the heart vibration will hold out over the next, so I would have thought through to Sunday with everybody. So, but as I say, it is going to be tied to fundamental stuff. So in your relationship, it's fundamental stuff that needs to be dealt with. And it's good to talk. It's good to get it all clear and everything sorted. Okay? So that's the sort of vibrations that's been coming through. We're going back into that root, sacrum and solar plexus over the next week. So you still, if you haven't been sorted your stuff out, your base stuff out, you've still got a bit of time. But from Monday, the initial changing of the vibration is coming. Roughly. Well, not roughly. It's so spot on. And we're doing a special on Sunday night on YouTube, live one. We are going to be connecting everything. We're going to be connecting pole shift. We're going to be connecting the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. We're also going to be connecting solar flares. We're also going to be connecting solar flashes. There's interesting information's come out about that from NASA, which will be in that show as well. And also what's going on with the humans. Why are certain laws and situations being put into place? What's the overall goal? Are they playing full on to the rhythm? Are they using the rhythm to put things in place? How can you put things in place in your life? How can we collectively put in this change? Because it's going to come and it is changing. And if you're stuck in the old ways, you're going to get left behind, and you might find you get stuck in a quagmire. So, you know, that Sunday show at 8 o'clock GMT time, seriously be there, because we need questions. We need your point of view. It's really important. You know, without everybody's point of view, you know, if we can't open the discussion, we're not going to get anywhere. And we do need to stop talking about the awakening and finally be awake and start doing stuff. Yeah. It's all very well talking about the possibilities of tomorrow. No, now is the time to put it into action. And this has to do with the conjunction, the solstice, everything like that. Okay, so what's coming down the sun for us? As I say, you can see on the bottom left-hand side, 2786 and 2785 sunspots. That's completely opposite to the Earth, actually, at the moment. The sunspots are on this side, and the Earth is on this side. And it's the other way round, sorry, I think the way you see it. But anyway, it's opposite to the ones that are on the 2786. So that won't actually be with us, I would have thought, for another sort of 10 days. And I think that would really put the nail in the coffin for the new transition. Yeah. Sunday night, we will be going into the eclipse and how this is sort of affecting us, and how this is, affecting also the Earth. And talking about that, I'd like to have a look through the rhythm of one day. And I've chosen the day of the eclipse, which is the one on the top right, top hand side, which is the eclipse of December 2020. So let's look at the rhythm of the Earth and the earthquakes on the Earth. We have a root followed by an intermediate sacrum in the Caribbean. Then it went to the solar plexus, and then we had two down on the root again, and then it went to the intermediate stage back up to the in the Caribbean, and then the Alaskan ridge, because that root energy is trying to push over, followed back by the solar plexus pushing back, which pushed it back to the sacrum. Yeah. And then that pushed on again through the Alaskan ridge. The solar plexus kicked off again twice. It blocked it on the Alaskan ridge. The solar plexus started kicking in again and started pushing on, pushing through. Just at the moment where we had the root chakra sort of really kicked in at that moment there, and the solar plexus sort of came against it, and that's when the eclipse happened, when the root chakra really kicked in. And this pushed off the energy from the plexus solar plexus, and started heading towards the heart chakra. And then this is when we had the reset, right at the end of the day, with Hawaii and the Norwegian Sea. And then we returned into that rhythm that I've been saying earlier on, which was plexus, root, solar plexus, and sacrum. I will put this video out on my Facebook page just of the rhythm of the of the earthquakes, and I will put a detailed rhythm down into that. You can go into it. You can see how the energy pushes up, gets pushed back by the other side, by one chakra, and eventually sort of breaks through to the heart and stuff like that. So you'll be able to see that. Yeah. So this is the rhythm that we're coming back into this week, and this has been really setting up, I would say, since the 16th. But we have had heart activity involved in it as well, and I think that's going to come through a little bit more over the next couple of days. Okay, so we're coming into that shift of energy, and I showed you the polar vortex last week, which was down in the southern hemisphere, and this is it over several days. So this is the 15th. You can see it gradually breaking down, and as it breaks down, you have the South Atlantic anomaly start actually playing on a lot more. Yeah. So what's happening in the northern hemisphere, and this usually happens around the solstice, where you get a transfer from the energy from the south to the north. So that we will be coming to the end of that root solar plexus and sacrum energy, and we will be moving more towards the heart and towards the throat chakra in the coming months after December, but we'll have to wait for that rhythm to come through. Yeah, I will be posting this video on as well on my Facebook page. There is links down below. Come and join me there, make friends with me there, and you will get all these little extra tidbits that you can have off this. Okay, so that's just signifying, and you can see on the northern hemisphere earlier on. Let me just bring it back up to that. So here is the northern hemisphere, because I didn't sort of mention it, but as you can see, the red that is around this section here really starts moving and really starts building up, and it starts getting pulled over to where the North Pole is heading, which is towards this area here, and it goes from one side to the other. It keeps oscillating, but it does get more and more red as time goes on, and it's getting stronger and stronger. After the 21st, you should start seeing a full circle rather than an 8 going on. So there is a big change coming up in the vibration. It's like taking one step back to take 2 or 3 steps forward this week. This is what you might feel from now carrying on through to, I would have said, Friday next week. You will be in a position where you're kind of thinking, I can see the sea, I'd like to jump in it, but you can't because you've still got to park the car. Sort of scenario. So it may feel like this coming week taking a step back, but it's just to clear stuff, clear the clutter, so you can have a nice free drive at the future. We will be doing that update on Sunday at the 20th at 8 o'clock GMT. That's the evening. Yeah. Do subscribe, click the bell, do share this on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, simply because if everyone starts getting up with these sort of rhythms and understanding, it's going to be easier for us to put something together. Yeah, okay, so it's finished now, this whole idea of kind of, a little bit stuck up in the air. We've now got to say, we are awake. Therefore, we need to consciously start building this and stop listening to, oh, tomorrow it's going to come, tomorrow it's going to come. That change is here. We're right on it. And, you'll definitely know it by New Year. You'll definitely know it by New Year. But the instigation of that and what's coming down the line, we will be talking about Sunday night. In the meantime, this has been your Weekend Energy Update. My name's Tom Lawless. Ciao for now.